I address you today at a time when the second wave of COVID-19 is ravaging the entire world, with Zimbabwe being no exception. During such trying times, brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic, the environment remains key in providing nature-based solutions where communities turn to natural resources for medicinal purposes. The 2nd of February each year is World Wetlands Day, a day that is commemorated to mark the signing of the treaty on the 2nd of February 1971 on the conservation of wetlands in Ramsar, Iran. The treaty became popularly known as the Ramsar Convention, and its major aim being to raise public awareness and foster conservation, proper utilization, and management of wetlands and their resources. Zimbabwe is a signatory to the Ramsar Convention, hence our joining the World Day today in the commemoration of the 2021 World Wetlands Day. The Ramsar Convention is uniquely positioned to reverse the loss of global wetlands and preserve those that are still in their pristine state, hence to this noble cause. This year we are commemorating the World Wetlands Day under the theme, Water and Wetlands Inseparable for Life, a theme that seeks to impress on the importance of wetlands as a source of fresh water and to implore on their conservation and garner for action towards restoring the degraded wetlands and stop any further wetland loss. This theme further highlights the umbilical relationship between wetlands and water, on how wetlands contribute to the quality and quantity of our water on our planet. Therefore, water and wetlands have an inseparable coexistence that is vital to life, well-being, and the health of our planet. Mankind is facing water crisis that threatens people and the planet. We are using more water than nature can replenish, and we are destroying the ecosystem that water and all life depend on most. Global statistics show that we use 10 billion tons of water every day, of which 22% is consumed by industry and energy. Water has increased sixfold in 100 annually, yet only 2.5% of water on Earth is fresh water, mostly stored in glaciers, ice caps, and underground aquifers, and less than 1% of fresh water is usable. It is indeed a cause for concern. In Zimbabwe, wetlands make up approximately 4% of the available wetlands in the country. A meager 21% are stable, while 18% are severely degraded and 61% moderately degraded. As such, conservation and wise use of wetlands therefore becomes an unavoidable option for livelihood sustenance in this country. Wetlands play other critical functions which include protecting us from floods, droughts, and other disasters, providing food and livelihood to millions of people, and they support rich biodiversity, and they store more carbon than any other ecosystem. They remain the game changer of human existence. It is, however, sad and shocking to note that globally, we are losing wetlands 3 times faster than natural forests, and wetland-dependent species are in serious decline. Consequently, about 87% of the global wetland resource has been lost since 1700. Population growth, urbanization, and consumption patterns have put unbearable pressure on on wetlands and water in them. As a nation, we are bound to lose all our wetlands by 2040 if we remain in this business, as security are to a large extent dependent on wetlands functioning and unnecessary conditions for economic development and poverty alleviation. And protection and restoration is one tool to redress the overexploitation of groundwater and the draining or diversion of surface water, particularly in areas with significant population pressures and susceptibility to desertification, land degradation, and drought. Our towns and cities are human constructs, and as such, government, together with local authorities, can influence and shape the evolution of towns and cities by integrating the principles of wetland wise use into planning and management decision making. Wetlands should be considered as solution providers within an urban and peri-urban context, which can mitigate risks from a changing population, supply water, and generate income through tourism and recreation. Too often, the benefits which wetlands provide within urban and peri-urban environments are not fully recognized, as they compete against be integrated into planning and decision making, thus becoming part of the development agenda. The country is commemorating this day when nature is fighting back human encroachment into wetlands by responding to developmental systems. This has been observed by the current flooding of residential areas in major urban centers and even rural areas in the country. That is a truth I've seen before in recent history. Preliminary assessments have revealed that the current flooding is affecting over 250 households in areas around Budiriro 5 and 2, parts of Sunway City close to Zimre Park, sections of Willow Creek and Good Hope affected suburbs in the city of Harare. About 1,500 houses in Chitunguza municipality are experiencing the same hostile flooding in the sections of Unit N, Unit A, Unit M, Unit O and J, Zengeza 4 and Manyame areas. Similar sad reports are coming from the cities of Mutare and Gweru. Indications are that about 10 houses in Chikanga area in Mutare are flooded, whilst in Gweru 139 houses in areas such as Tinsha, Mambo, Claremont Park, Riverside, Nashville, Athnol, and Woodlands were affected by the flooding. Rural communities have not been spared either. We will implore rural district councils to provide clear. These statistics all point to human error, which could have been avoided of the land and taken guidance given by relevant planning authorities seriously. As minister responsible for averting environmentally related disasters, I call upon all planning authorities, both rural and urban, to environmental impact assessment legislation is adhered to in all developmental projects. Non-compliance to this requirement will leave my ministry with no choice but to apply the law without fear or favor to stop future loss of property and human lives from such extreme weather events, which according to climate change are predicted to become more frequent and severe as witnessed this rain season. Indeed, it is a sure sign that we cannot nature and get off the hook. Hence my plea to all citizens to follow due procedure before undertaking development activities in these water are inseparable. And nature is a way of fighting back wetlands where flooding is taking place. Let us protect wetlands for our future generations so that they derive the same benefits we are enjoying today. In this regard, I call upon all citizens and stakeholders to partner the government and my ministry in this endeavor to ensure that these critical ecosystems are protected. My ministry is frantically working towards finalizing the Zimbabwe National Wetland Policy and the Ecologically Sensitive Areas Management Guidelines, whose gazetting is aimed at cultivating a culture of sustainable management of wetlands. And I want to applaud the active participation of stakeholders so far in this process, despite the COVID-19 restrictions. I want to also thank all Zimbabweans who have put sterling efforts towards promoting the wise use of wetlands by balancing off conservation and sustainably deriving livelihood from them. Let us continue upholding these best practices in wetland management for posterity. I encourage you to further employ the integrated catchment management approach to wetlands restoration and protection projects for sustainability in your conservation efforts. Supporting projects such as horticulture, beekeeping, orchards, and aquaculture will go a long way in improving livelihood options for the local people in various wetland projects. As I conclude, I want to urge every citizen to play an active role in protecting our wetlands and help spread awareness on the importance of wetland conservation. Make your environment your pride and responsibility. Together, we can restore and protect our wetlands.